I want to open with something I read in Bruce Springsteen's autobiography, Born to Run. And it's something I have thought about again and again and again. Springsteen, obviously one of America's greatest singer-songwriters. If you disagree with that, you can just leave the webinar now. But just an amazing singer-songwriter. He's got a special spot in my heart because when I first moved to America, his songs gave me an emotional understanding, so much of the experience of the people that I was meeting. And in this book, he's getting ready to have his first son. And Bruce has a very strained relationship with his father. His father's pretty old school. He's, straight up the line, hardworking, factory man, not a lot of time for rock and roll and the arts, that sort of thing. And Bruce had tried to build a relationship with him, and it hadn't always gone well. So in it, he tells the story where one day his dad calls him up right before his son is born, and he drives across America. And he shows up. Springsteen is in California, and he shows up, and he just wants to have breakfast. So they're drinking beer at breakfast, and his dad says this to him. He says, "Bruce, you've been pretty good to us, and we haven't always been really good to you." And he said in the moment that he would try to make sense of what was happening. Was this my father apologizing? Because it wasn't a full apology. But then Bruce said he had this realization since he's reflected on it since, and it's that. He said, all of us, particularly fathers, are either going to be ghosts or we're going to be ancestors. We are all going to leave a legacy in the families that come behind us. And he says, ghosts haunt us. They haunt us with the brokenness. They haunt us with the trauma. They haunt us with failure. But ancestors leave a legacy. They create a history. They provide a context. They give a sense of meaning. And he said in that moment with his dad drinking beer at breakfast and listening to his dad's effort and apology, it was his dad acknowledging, Bruce, I haven't always got it right, but I want to be an ancestor. I don't want to be a ghost in your kids' lives. And I've thought so much about that because I've been a pastor for almost 25 years now, and I have counseled, without exaggeration, hundreds and hundreds of men over the years. And it is very, very rare, particularly the further into this moment in history we go, to find men who are not dealing with some sort of profound father wound. They have been haunted. There is a ghost in their story that haunts them and they don't know what to do with. My wife and I have become empty nesters in the last week. My son's 21, he's already in college, and my daughter we dropped off at Lee University, and we've spent this first week on our own actually going through really intense counseling. So I am on day 4 of 3 hours a day of counseling. And one of the things I'm still reminded of is what an impact my father had on me. How many of the things I do and don't do are because of both the ancestor and the ghost that is in my story, that is my father. And I think the statistics bear it out, and the statistics are obviously on the internet and they're all over the book, but they just talk about the power and the pain of what fathers do in the lives of people. And so, the social research shows that without the presence of a father in a home, kids are more likely to become sexually promiscuous at a young age. They're more likely to act out behaviorally. They're more likely to have emotional problems. They're disproportionately more likely to go to prison, to struggle in school. And it seems obvious to all of us, but it feels like it's a big blind spot. We don't talk enough about the possibility and power of fathers in our world today. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know if you have a great relationship with your father. I don't know if you never met your dad or you're struggling in some capacity. But the fact that we are still in many ways haunted and defined by words and stories and situations that our fathers have in our life shows the importance of getting fatherhood right.